Hey, you. So, I went to Five and Below and I saw these paints. I have, so like months ago, I didn't buy these things. And every time I've gone to Five and Below since I didn't buy them, I've been looking for gouache paint. And I went and they finally had gouache paint. And I was so excited. And I'm still actually really excited that I found these. Okay, so these paints have no branding on them. They are just gouache paints. And if I ever use them again, I guess I'll have to refer to them as Five Below gouache paints. Right. So, one of the things I really love about these paints, look at the little lids that come on top of the jelly gouache containers. Is that not so adorable? I am so here for that. Not gonna lie, I had a whole internal monologue debate with myself on whether or not I should buy another set of these just so that I could have a backup set of these little Tupperware things inside the other Tupperware container. The Tupperware Inception. Financially sensible me won out, but the struggle was real. Okay, the. Okay. The other struggle with this set specifically was getting the little chicken nugget containers open. They're harder than other ones. I always struggle with jelly gouache containers, but these were so bad I didn't even try to like peel off all the packaging. I just got an X-Acto knife and cut the seal off the top of the nuggets. The nuggets. Oh my gosh, the jelly wash container. Hey, I'm sorry. Let's just move along. All right. So, overall thought about these gouache paints. Okay, so I think that this set of paints is 100% spot on at the $5 range. I feel like if you want to have a go at gouache paints, that this is a good price point, and these aren't terrible. So if you love them, you don't feel bad about graduating onto nicer quality paints. And if you hate them and never want to touch gouache ever again, you don't feel like you invested an arm and a leg and you can send them on to somebody else without guilt. And so I love that about this set. Are these the most luxurious paints I've ever experienced? Absolutely not. These are student grade paints, 100%. And the other thing I have to say about these, besides the texture, which I will get to in a moment, is it has no brown. And I am salty about that. While I know that brown and it technically is a convenience color, I'm salty about it. I don't want to have to mix complementary colors to get shades of brown. I know I can mix red and green and orange and blue or purple and yellow. I get it. But I don't want to. And so that is the biggest thumbs down I have to say about this set, which it's not a deal breaker because you can mix and get brown. It's just mildly annoying, and that's why I'm salty about it. Other things that I have to say about it, it has a flesh tone instead of the brown, and if any of y'all can come up with a good thing to do with flesh tone paint color, let me know, because for me it is not painting people with the flesh tone. Like nobody looks like that, and so I would love to hear what you guys do with that color, because I need ideas. Okay, the other thing that I wanted to talk about was the texture of this paint. It's got a slightly odd texture. It's one that I've run into before with other student grade gouache. It's personally not a deal breaker. However, I live in a world with sensory people, and I have experienced paints that I'm like, "Ugh, I don't ever wanna touch that paint again," that I wanted to give y'all a heads up so you can make an informed decision. It's got a slightly rubbery texture to it, which is an outlier. Like Himi jelly gouache and Arteza gouache and my Shinhan gouache, they don't have that texture. My Pinelli gouache does have that texture. And and so I wasn't terribly shocked when I opened this set and had it, but I feel like I wanna give a heads up because I feel like it could be a deal breaker for some. And, you know, otherwise, this paint set is I'm not sad about it, especially for the price point. I think that it does a really nice job of covering pretty much in one coat. I think that if you tried to go over really dark colors, you might have to do 2 coats if you absolutely didn't want to see the color underneath it. But as you saw that I just painted there, I went over my shadow color because I thought it was too dark and you can still see it, and I think it has a nice effect. But if you were wanting to paint over like black, I think that you'd need 2 coats. But I have experienced that with other paints, and so I'm really not sad that I'm discovering it with these paints. But I noticed it and I thought that I'd mention it. When I'm done with this video, I'm gonna take these 2 paintings and I'm gonna put them in frames and I'm gonna put them into my new studio space. I decided to paint strawberries because I'm too cheap to buy prints from Target to decorate my new studio space. My studio used to exist in my bedroom space, but my other half now has a job where he needs to crash out while I am still working, and so he lovingly gave up his half of the closet so that I could have my studio space in it, and now it needs to be decorated, and so that's what these paintings are for. When I hang them up in my new studio space, I'll show you. I'm sure it'll be great. Okay, so till next time, I love you. Bye.